what do we have to do to rally the troops and see a winning strategy for Kamala?
I, I don't. They're gonna steal it. It doesn't matter what you do because they're gonna steal it anyway.
Oh, they are. Oh man,
I don't know. I mean, probably right.
more than likely. I mean, what can we do to help? I mean, if their strategy is to steal it anyways, how do we make it to where we look like the heroes in this story?
Well, I have one idea. It's already been tried 3 times so far in the last couple months.
What's a fourth attempt, huh?
Yeah, what do you say, John? You want to make it lucky number 4?
Andrew, luck's got nothing to do with it. It is
Yeah.
all precise planning and strategy.
Do you want to be that fucking guy? I mean, I'm sure we can do better than the 3 goons they've sent so far.
Yeah, I'm sure we can pull something together. But nah, dude, freaking I don't know. I honestly don't care who wins in this election. They're both awful.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have a. I don't like either of them. I don't think most people like either of them. I think that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's fucking wild. What's crazy to me is that like, and this is not an original point. This has been said, but Democrats, liberals are like the only thing they care about is abortion, and they used to be the party of like independent thinking and like free speech and all this stuff. Now they're the party of like, dude, literally like top tier Democrats have come out and said like stuff like, let's get rid of the First Amendment. The First Amendment. They
I
want
know,
to get
dude.
rid of.
That's what they're all about. Like they're all about freaking like rewriting the Constitution in favor of like the new ideologies for this age. I don't get it.
Dude, because like, have you see that article? There's an article that was like, is it time to burn the Constitution? Let me Google it. This is literally what the left is saying right now. Is it time to get rid of the Constitution?
I wouldn't
The
be
New
surprised if
Yorker.
they ever do
Listen to this, dude. Listen to this. The New Yorker. Is it time to torch the Constitution? Some scholars say that it's to blame for our political dysfunction and that we need to start over. You guys are tyrants. The point of the Constitution is to protect we the people from tyranny of future governments.
Yes. Yes.
So it's like literally these people who like pretend to be on the good side, the right side of history, they
Yeah.
want to get rid of the first and the second amendment, like pretty openly.
Oh, very openly. Very openly. I think they want to rewrite more than just the first and second. I think I don't think they understand the true value of the Constitution and its real effect. I think if anything, we need to ground ourselves and we need to be protecting the Constitution more because what its base value is exactly what you said, protecting the people itself from tyranny.
Well, they know that. The people who are talking about like the Hillary Clintons of the world, they absolutely know that. They 100%
Mhm.
know that. That's why they want to get rid of it. Because I mean, they're tyrants. They're all for government tyranny. The last person who we actually had who was like openly doing all the right things, in my opinion, was Ron Paul. He was the only one who's like, hey, the root cause of all this stuff is the Fed. We have
Yeah.
to. Obama was a constitutional scholar too, but he used his expertise to like circumvent the Constitution.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. 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 Well, I mean, I think we have to do something, man, because people are literally coming to attack the Constitution, and like I hate to say it, but I think we're getting closer and closer every day. I mean, we're leaning closer to what seems to be a civil war here in the states. I mean, with this much
Yeah, I
division
mean,
in the U.S., I mean, it's only getting worse, man. I'm only seeing more of a divide than ever before.
yeah, and it's crazy because like you look at these other countries, the leadership in other countries, they don't have the First Amendment. Like you watch
Mhm.
these people go to jail for Facebook posts. You
Yeah,
watch professors in Canada get fired because they won't use whatever pronoun
yeah.
people want. And it's
I mean, that's what Jordan Peterson was brought up about because he refused to do so. He refused to use the narrative of the pronouns and like no, by forcing me to use language that befits you, you're taking away my First Amendment. You know,
he,
you're taking away my very choice of doing so.
he doesn't have a First Amendment because he was in Canada. But that's part of the problem. Like it's part of the problem. Do you know how many people in like Britain, New Zealand, Australia have gone to jail, like prison sentences for Facebook posts? For
I
they want
have
to,
heard.
they basically want to, they basically want to get rid of people's ability to have open discourse and honest dialogue about current events in favor of the government having the final say, like state sponsored media and the corporatocracy that we live in having the final say about what is or is not truth.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's what's wild to me is like how quickly people will get scared and try to give up their own rights. Like this is like a fundamental part of human nature that I had read about, and you read quotes from the founding fathers about, and you're like, surely people aren't that scared, people aren't willing to give up their ability to think and speak freely, but they are. And
Oh
you'll
yeah,
have,
it's terrifying.
and I've run into it like in person. Like I've talked to people, dude. I remember this one time. There was this guy I worked with, Dane, stupid little fuck. Dane, that little
Yeah, I've
fucking
heard you. I've heard you friggin' openly friggin' hate this guy before, and I love it. I love it. But tell me
dude.
more.
He is such a dumb. So he when the whole it was like probably 2020 or 2019 or something, and I had never heard of the whole like Hunter Biden laptop thing. And
Hmm.
I just like I was late to the party. I guess it came out in like 2015, 2016 or something, but I
Uh-huh.
had found out about it like a few days before, and I found out that there are like on the internet there's just pictures of the president's son like choke fucking hookers and smoking crack and doing all, I mean literally doing all this sketchy shit. And I was talking to my friend about it while we were at work, and Dane rolls up and here's what we're talking about, and he tries to like shame me out of talking about it. He tries to be like, "Oh, you're talking about the laptop thing. What are you, like a Fox News conspiracy, whatever, Alex Jones, all this stuff, like all these just like," and he just basically tried to shame me out of talking about it. Dude, I
Yeah.
about flipped my lid. I was like, first I was just trying to like have a discussion with him about it. Pretty quickly I was like, Dane, you shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing
Yeah.
this.
Hmm.
Like you guys, all the left, the Democrats, which I was like progressive, whatever,
Uh-huh.
have become the party of like, you shut the fuck up. Like you can't talk about that. You can't question this narrative.
Hmm.
And I'm not for it, man. Not gonna do that.
I don't blame you at all, man. I don't blame you at all. There's there's a phrase that's being used more and more frequently these days. It's that the left will eat each other.
Yeah, the
You
left
know,
eats itself.
yeah, dude. It's like if you're not progressive enough in their eyes, like they will devour each other. Like you can't be impartial to anything that they say. It's like either you're full tilt or you're not even a part of that group.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you can never be progressive enough. Like it's
Mhm.
like it goes all the way.
Yeah.
Um, do you have any good examples of that?
Uh, I think more when it comes to how how progressive that you're willing to be with like the ideologicals, like with the ideologies of like how far freedom should extend itself. So in a few, I mean, like we all like watch, YouTube from time to time. I think when people aren't progressive enough for the left, you'll see. I've seen a few videos of people just be like I think like love and free speech and anybody should be able to like love anybody, but then there's a few ideas like okay, well, what about what is it? Like what's it called when you like want to date your sibling?
Incest?
Yeah, incest. Like okay, well, what about brother and sister? Like if you think free love is such a hot topic, like what do you think about if somebody like wants to marry their sister or sister wants to marry their brother? Like oh well, I think it's okay in this ideology. I think it's okay for if you really love somebody like that. And I think at some point they they stop thinking for the left. They start thinking for themselves. Like, oh shit, do I really want to jump down this rabbit hole at this point? And if you're not fully on board with that topic, you'll have like the extremists of the left like jumping on top of it. It's like free love for everybody. Like, hold on, I think we should stop and think about this before we just start freaking attacking so harshly towards this.
John, if the left gets their way, you can go save your sister. She needs your help.
Andrew, don't interrupt this, man. I'm just trying to freaking slowly introduce this. All right.
You're going too quick. You're going too quick.
Too fast, dude. They're gonna put me out.
Thanksgiving and Christmas are right around the corner.
I can't wait to see the family. Oh fuck, dude. You know what? It's been I think we're coming up on a year, dude, of doing this.
Are we really?
Yeah, dude, because remember last year we were singing songs of we were doing the Christmas carols.
Oh my god! I can't
Uh,
believe I can't believe we started this last year. I think you're right, though.
yeah, man. I think we were doing Christmas carols for like if this gets big, people like will meet us like in a dark alley and like try to murder us. Like what do we like what would we say in that in our untimely deaths? Like oh now I'm bleeding out. I'm bleeding out so much blood.
I'm bleeding my blood on the ground. Yeah.
People are just like, oh, even in death, you're annoying.
Yeah.
I don't
That.
blame them.
Yeah. No, I remember that. I remember
either
that.
we're in, either it speaks on it only speaks on two things. Either we are incredibly annoying, or people are just jealous.
Yeah. Little column A, little column B.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were fun. I remember that. That was back in Kansas, back in my parents' back room.
Where it all started.
Yeah.
I
Dude.
would like to say I would like to see the podcast growing bigger to where like we're doing these podcasts from each other's mansions. But on the flip side, this could also get a lot worse. We could also
Sure.
uh,
Dude, let me ask you this. Best case scenario, how soon do you think we could get that blue shoe ad? If we do one of these a week, we do our very, very best. How soon do you think we can start slinging dick pills and online therapy or whatever?
damn it, dude. I'm one to freaking sling dick pills. I'll fucking do that shit for free if they ask. So
Dude,
if that's
I think I would have a heart attack if I took a dick pill. My dick already gets so my dick is already so fucking 100% awesome that I don't know what would happen if I you know what I mean? It's like weird that all these like 30-year-olds, it's like a bunch
it's
of 30-year-olds who are like taking dick pills. Like what is
dude,
going on?
I'll tell you exactly what happens. There was a point in time, like last year, I was just whoring around, dude. I was like at my peak of whoring around before I wasn't. And before it came to my demise. Fuck. It still hurts to
Uh-huh.
laugh. So my buddy had hit me up, and he was like on gear and everything, and so he was like always like trying to like sell me like different different like like steroid supplements. I'm just like, I don't do steroids. I don't want to take steroids. That's not me. And he was like, well, are you interested in Viagra? I'm like, Viagra? I don't have those problems, man. I perform just fine. He goes, yeah, but you could always perform better. And I'm like, don't question my manhood over here, but I'll
Yeah.
take two. So I'm
So
just
you
like,
tried
I've
it?
never, like, you gotta fucking live life sometimes, man. And so I think around this time I was seeing like four different girls at this time. So I'm like, all right, sometimes I get tired.
Nice.
So I'm hanging out with this girl and everything. And the thing he told me to do was like drink plenty of water and then like wait 30 minutes to an hour. It does its magic, but also take Tylenol because it gives you a headache. And I'm like, oh, okay, well that seems simple enough. Yeah, dude, I was fucking rocking and rolling. So much so that like me and this girl, I'm over at her place, like we're hanging out, and like 2 hours pass by, and like I'm just like sitting on her couch, and I'm just like we're both just staring at this thing. It's just like fucking full salute, and I'm like, do we just feed it popcorn now, or what do we do? she's she's staring at it. I'm staring at it. I'm just like, uh, I mean, just happy to see you, girl. That's it. She's like, did you take something or something? I'm like, no, I'm just God's gift to the world. But yeah,
So
but
you
Blue
didn't
Chew,
tell
if you're
her?
listening, I like the shit you do, baby.
So you didn't end up telling her?
Did I end up telling her? I think I did like the week after. But I think that at that point
So
she already knew. So I was like, ah.
how was it then? Like,
It was
did it make
cool.
your dick bigger or harder? Or?
Yeah, like you're all there. You're all there. The only thing is that you don't bust until like it's like fully it desensitizes you, I would say. So you got a heart of stone there, baby, but you are desensitized, so you can go for like longer, because like that shit will last for a hot minute. I think like four. What do
Dude,
they say? Like
I can go forever anyway.
that's what I'm saying, man. Like friggin', I think this generation just doesn't take care of themselves, man. Like
Yeah.
people have a such a lack of understanding when it comes to nutrition and overall health that if they could only manage to take care of themselves better, they wouldn't have to be looking outside. Oh, excuse me. They wouldn't have to be looking outside for pharmaceutical needs to help them out in the bedroom. I mean, sure,
So
it's
you
a
didn't
nice
answer my
product
question.
to
So
have.
it just makes your dick. You just makes your dick as big as it's ever been, like as full as it's ever been.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like not much bigger and everything. Do you remember like on topic? Do you remember like when you were like going through puberty, like 13, 14, something like that, dude, and you would get like boners that just hurt, like fucking
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like ow, like almost like that,
Yeah.
like yeah. But
Dude, I still get that though. Like
yeah, man, freaking
not
it's
as much, but I still do. Like I get like vicious fucking hard ons sometimes.
what
I
gives
don't
me
know,
that.
man. I don't think I have what Mexicans.
Uh, God bless him. No, I mean yes, but no. No, Shilajit
Let
or
me have some
Shilajit.
more. Let me give some more guesses. Boys, young
No,
boys,
no,
19-year-old
no,
Marines with 19-year-old Marines that have crew cuts.
no. I got rid of that fetish years ago. No.
Clinically obese black women who are half retarded.
Ooh, that's a secret sauce, man. Why'd you say something earlier?
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Oh shit, man, nothing to blame over
No,
here.
sorry. Go ahead. What gives you that?
A Sheila G, dog. Fucking it's like
Oh,
if I am fully hydrated and I take like a healthy serving of like shilajit, like just having like going back to what we were talking about having proper nutrition in your lifestyle. If you just have the basics, like the basic like nutrition, like nutritional needs in your body for what your body does need just to stay healthy on a routine basis, you won't need to be looking outside for different resources to help you out. Like you'll have everything that you need. And especially when it comes to like, minerals and vitamins, like all you just need to do is just fucking give your body exactly what it needs and you won't be wanting. But yeah, dude, like fucking
yeah,
if I take a big old freaking glob of that and everything, stick it under my tongue, stay hydrated, not a fucking problem. I feel like I'm fucking 21 again.
yeah, yeah, dude. My shit is never um like for the most part, I don't even see a problem around the corner.
No, not at all.
Like my dick is pretty awesome. It's a pretty loyal soldier, dude. The only time it's ever like given me any kind of back talk is when I shouldn't have been fucking the girl anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I think the biggest hindrance is when psychology comes into play. Like when your mind is working against your body. I think it should have its disruptors in that place because if your brain is trying to tell your body something, you should definitely be listening.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
the only
this
time it's
whole
ever not worked at 100% is like when it's a girl I shouldn't be messing around with anyway.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Like
mean?
that wrong wife
Dude, I had
potential
this.
is in the back of your mind.
Yeah, like yeah, I remember there's this girl there's this happened the one time I remember there was this girl I was messing around with in Austin. It's like redhead girl. She was attractive,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Um and I remember a few times like the last couple times I hooked up with her, like my dick wasn't enthusiastic. Let's put it that way. Like, and she was attractive. It was just like my body was like, this is a waste of time. Like this whole thing is a waste of time and energy,
Yeah,
and you're doing too much of this. Like at that time, that was when I was like being a little fuck boy too. I was hooking up with like 3 or 4 women at that time. Like I'd probably hooked up with like 3 different women that week, and I had like a revolving door of friends with benefits type thing, but and I wasn't happy. Like I was like, none of these girls are wife material. You should be focused on work. You should stop smoking. You should stop drinking. Um,
yeah.
and so my dick gave me some feedback. It was just like, hey, buddy, why don't you do something else? Why don't you do something else?
Just put a book in front of your dick.
Happened, yeah. Why don't you learn something? No, that happened twice. Happened with two different girls,
I get that, man. I get
and
that.
then I
I
never
think,
saw him again.
well, that's your body telling you something, man, for sure. Your mind and your body are both converging to help you along the way, to teach you something. And that's understandable.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
You
I've
ever, dude? Have you ever like been hooking up with or talking to a girl who's like very attractive to you, but like she's a piece of shit, and you're
yes.
like all your alarm systems are like, like fucking red alert, leave this one alone.
Yes. Good God, I've been around that,
Like
dude. That,
it's like the feeling, it's like the same feeling I get when I see like a black widow or a snake or something.
yeah, dude. Yeah, it's like it's like you're a step away from like rolling into a vicious booby trap, like a pit with spikes at the bottom of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolute
yeah,
warning sign. Yeah. I used to run into that a lot, dude. I used to be pretty bad with strip clubs, and those alarms used to go off because I used to take strippers home. Um, but I stopped doing that because of that very thing. Because I found out that, I mean, I didn't really find out. I definitely knew that a lot of strippers just weren't leading any sort of meaningful lives. You know, at least not the ones that
Yeah.
I wanted to. I was looking for a good time, but I wasn't looking for value. And when I kept on doing that, I just found out that I wasn't hanging out with a lot of people with valuable substance in their lives.
Yeah,
And
I mean
so the
it's just
more I
a
did that, the more
dude.
I found that I
So
was
all the
looking
women,
for that.
I was thinking about this. All the women I've hooked up with, probably four of them were not a total waste of time.
Yeah.
That's like 6% or something. No, hold on. Less less than less than five. Like four. Hold on. Anyway, out of like 50 to 60, four of them, only about four of them weren't total pieces of shit.
Andrew, leave the math to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Please don't leave
Yeah,
the
I guess.
math to me.
Yeah, less than 10%. I was thinking about this the other day too. Have you ever been with a girl? How many women of all the women you've ever slept with, dated, whatever, how many
Okay.
of them actually cared about you? Like for real, loved you for real?
Love me for real? Are we talking about percentile?
No, like how total overall. And I don't mean like cuz for me, I feel like only probably 3 or 4 women have ever actually loved me. Like for me, where they would still show up for me if I was down and out. You know what I mean? If I was
Right.
depressed and broke and jobless and like completely fucking like can't provide them with anything, um, they would still show up for me and care about me.
Right.
Probably 3 or 4.
Yeah. 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 Good point there. I would have to say one or two for sure. For sure. I'm talking like worst case scenario. I'm I'm down bad. One or two for sure.
Who?
Who? Oh, I don't want to name any names or anything, but I think you knew this girl
Fair
from
enough.
way back in the day, man. From like way back in the day. Before I ever. No, I'm sorry. After the military. Uh, she had a really good heart. She had like a really good heart, but I was a fucking mess after I left the military. I
Oh, I think I know who you're
like
talking about. The little one.
yeah yeah yeah
I liked her.
yeah. She was cool, but I was a fucking mess though, dog. I mean, you know, like you were there for everything, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. But I'm definitely doing better now in terms of what I need in my life and who I want in it. You know, definitely looking for
Yeah.
that. Definitely doing better in that category for not only doing better for myself, but allowing people into my life who want better for me as well, and you know, in turn, giving that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you never had standards for women as far as them like not being bad to you. Like you didn't it seemed like you didn't really care if women were using you.
Well, that's all I had to offer, and that's because that's all I had to offer was material substance. I didn't have anything of moral value back then
Yeah.
because you can't provide a genuine part of yourself if you don't genuinely care about yourself.
Yeah.
You know. And
Yeah,
back
for
then, I
me,
definitely didn't.
I've always been like, if a girl doesn't love me, I don't care. You can leave. It's fine.
Yeah,
Um, and if there's no chance for you to get to, if you're not the type of, if a girl's not the type of person where she is capable of love, like
hmm
it's just, I've always been like, there's no, it'd be dumb to invest in that person.
of course.
Like, why would I get involved? And that's how most men feel about their relationships, even with their like wives, who they have children with, all that stuff, is that if shit went south, their partner would be gone for a better option like that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think today we are seeing. I mean, we've been seeing it for years. The downgrade of society, where it's just all materialistic bonds. You know, as soon as the man has nothing to provide, there goes that happy marriage that he fought so hard for, or at least in his mind he did. There goes the
Yeah.
family that he tried to build up. There goes everything of meaningful value that he worked so hard to obtain. It's just gone within an instant. And we're not doing anything good as a culture for sustaining anything greater than what can you offer me now.
Yeah, I feel like almost everybody's bonds are super shallow. Like I just talked to one of my clients. I was just at their house today. They are um, in their 70s. They've been together since high school. They
Yeah.
have, um, I don't know, I think they have like three kids. And they have one of their kids, they were telling me, has they have four grandchildren with from one of their four great grandchildren from one of their grandkids. So they had
Wow.
started having kids at like 20,
hmm
and their kids started having kids at like 20.
Yep.
And so they're four living generations now. And they're um they're still together. They're still together since like freshman year of high school, like childhood sweethearts. How many
Yeah.
people, my grandparents met each other at like 19, stayed together for like 80 years,
Yeah.
just about.
hmm
How many people, they didn't, like, it wasn't like a like superficial thing.
hmm
Like it feels like all like most relationships now are very superficial,
Oh yeah.
where
Oh yeah.
it's just transactional, where if you
hmm
don't keep up some external value you're providing for me, then I'll just find someone who will.
Yeah.
Um, and I used to hear people bitch about like, oh, this is part of social media, and I didn't really get it. And now the older I get, the more I'm like, oh yeah, shit, this is like Instagram's fault. This is Facebook's fault. This is where people get the idea that they can do better.
Yeah, man. I can base myself on the ideas from both sides because you warned me about this years ago and you tried to like get me off track of this and I was like all about it. I was like, "Oh my god, dude, there's so many whores online. I fucking love it." Like these women are absolutely degenerates. It's perfect for the type of guy that I am right now. And you're like, "John, shut up. You don't want this. These women do not care about you." I'm like, "Well, I don't want them to care about me." Fast forward to like years later, I'm just like, "Oh my god, what the fuck was I thinking?" I don't want these women. And now we're seeing what that full effect is bringing us to. Relationships that have no substance. Anything that is shared is completely superficial. There's nothing worth fighting for in these relationships at all. And I want to believe that when this generation reaps what it sows, and however long it takes for, probably within the next decade, I hope it doesn't take a full 10 years, because all these like OF like OnlyFans, freaking mattress actresses, when they start to reap when they start to reap what they sow, the warning that we're trying to tell them now, like, okay, when your 15 minutes of fame is over with and you try and like start a career after this, like once your looks have faded, like once your body is of no substantial use to you, and you try to like obtain a good man and have a good fostering relationship and family, what you do now is going to affect you greatly in the future. As far as like your kids are going to have greater access to the internet, and they're going to be able to be like, bullied because of the content that you create today. And you're not going to find,
Well, it's not. I mean, just for me, it's like if I have higher standards for who I let into my life than most people, but
yeah,
once they're in, like almost, most of my friends stick around. Been friends with you since we were in like kindergarten. I've been friends with Alex Leeds since we were in like fifth grade.
yeah,
Like my friends stick around. I've been friends with Tony. I've been friends with Jonah since high school, since we first met. Like my
yeah.
friends stick around.
Hmm.
Um, I just talked to Jonah, by the way. We'll we'll talk. Have you talked to Jonah?
Yeah, no, not yet. I will be back in Kansas for the holidays, so I'm going to go stop. I usually see him for the holidays, anyways.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Mhm.
yeah. So, but like, I forget what I was gonna. So, but like, it's not a. It's like as far as like the sex work thing goes. Um, I think that shit is super short sighted. I think it's disrespectful if you want to be, especially if you want to have kids. Like it's just super disrespectful to your future children. It's super if you expect someone to marry you and take care of you and have a family with you, it's super disrespectful to that person to disrespect yourself. Like I want someone who has a history of respecting themselves
Exactly. Yeah.
and valuing so
No, yeah, you are absolutely right, man. So much so that like when I think about the past me, I'm just like, what was I fucking doing? Like I wish I would have had a better mindset for what I was trying to cultivate in the future.
yeah. Well, I mean, I just think it's not an the problem is that it's like a cultural move. Like the culture has shifted away from developing the bonds with someone young and sticking around for them and like working things out um to where people are getting into their like 30s and 40s and then they're like, "Oh, let's try to find someone to settle down with or whatever." And they're less sticky. It's like this. Um and I think that like a good analogy for this is like a adhesive, like a sticky note or something,
Yeah.
where like if you the first thing you stick a sticky note to the hold is pretty decent, but if you stick a sticky note to something 20 times and pull it off, your ability to stay with whatever you're sticking it to is just like it'll blow away in the wind. And
Exactly.
that's how I think of especially for women is how I think of the ability to like pair bond and make those emotional connections where sex and relationships are special and they actually mean something, and you're willing to stick around for them.
Mhm. No, hey, that's a great analogy, man. That's I think that's what more people need to hear, especially in this generation. But it's just getting them to not only hear it, but to fundamentally understand it, to where they can better their lives from
Yeah.
it.
Well, hey,
It's
listen, I'm gonna change gears real quick. Unless you had something else you wanted to cover on that.
no, I think we drove that point straight home.
Okay, I am looking at hypnotherapy. That was, that was what I was doing before we got on the call here. I was on the phone with this hypnotherapist in Denver, and
Hmm.
he. All right, so the reason I started looking at that, do you know who Rob Deerdeck is?
Yeah. Yep. He's the
So, did
founder.
you know that he attributes like what?
He's the founder of if this isn't his trademark DC skating shoes.
I don't know. He had the show on MTV, Robin Big, I think it was called.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Anyway, he basically attributes most of his success, like the trajectory he took in life from like 23 through his early 40s to going to hypnotherapy. The dude is like a nonstop success machine. Like he just can't. He just wins over and over and over again.
Hmm. Hmm. And you think there's something
And
to that?
so,
No therapy.
well, he thinks there's something to it.
Okay. Well, I think it's a great place. You know, I think it's great to try and duplicate success. I mean, we have so much available to us in this modern day and age that I think we shouldn't overlook anything. I mean, as long as it's not detrimental to health or to health or self, then I think you should go for it, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give it a shot. So,
Hell yeah,
um,
man.
try to have him help me with some things, especially the sleep. I'd like to fix my goddamn sleeping schedule. So,
You are you are all over the place. You are all over the place with your sleeping schedule. So much so that I even made notes today for the podcast. Uh,
well, let's hear
um,
him.
well, it was only three, but as soon as I start writing things down, my mind just goes towards things that are pretty funny to me. Um, let's see. Podcast notes. Humming to the homeless. Not sure where I was going with that. I'm not sure what Chris's message I was trying to portray with that, but
Uh huh.
instead of caroling, just hum your favorite song. uh, I wanted to freaking talk about um, the U.S.'s reach towards NATO. I wanted to say something about NATO this podcast, but I need to do a bit more digging on that one. And then Andrew's terrible timing. Good God, dude, you've got to. As a person, I realize I have failings, and I need to work on a few things, and I try and do that because we're friends. I try and better myself for you and for others.
Okay. What are my failings?
Your fucking timing sucks ass, dude. I fucking hate being on schedule with you so much. I want to strangle you so bad, you little bitch.
What
Andrew,
did
when
I
the,
do?
huh?
What did I do?
You fucking almost made us. We would not have died out in nature. I would not have allowed. We would not have died out in nature. We're just not the type of people who would do that. But when I say 5 in the fucking morning, we should be on trail, fucking heading towards a mountain. 5 o'clock means 5 o'clock. Your 5 o'clock is fucking 10:30.
Yeah.
You are just
Well,
notoriously
we lived.
bad for having for being on your own schedule. And I love you to death, man.
Fair enough.
But Jesus, man, it's like pulling teeth to get you to be on time anywhere.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll work on that.
But what are your thoughts on your timing?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm not very good at being up on time. That's for sure. The main thing is the sleep. Like I need to figure out the sleep part, and
Yeah.
then um,
So, okay, I'll give an example. You and I recently got back from a hiking and camping trip out in
mhm.
the Maroon Bells wilderness area, right? And so we did pretty good. We did
Yeah.
pretty good with we hit a few learning lessons along the way with our gear and how we could have better strategized with that. And I think you found out that I'm autistic when it comes to like packing and preparing. So,
Mhm.
but then
What?
like the day before, dude, I was like so meticulous with like our timing. Don't you make that face at me, you son of a bitch.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No clue at all. No
No,
clue at
keep talking.
all. I knew this was gonna
I'm
be a
listening.
trip.
I'm listening. What you're
I
saying
know.
is really important and cool.
So I knew that this would be a problem. So I tried to hammer it home the night before, and you were just getting sick of me. Up until the point it was like 5 o'clock p.m. to like 10:30 at night. You were like ready to go to bed, and I was like, Andrew, we need to go to bed so we can be up at like at 6:30. Or I think 6 o'clock is like the time I made you agree to be up. So we would have like enough time to break down our campsite, get all of our camping equipment together, brush our teeth, get fucking food packed away and everything. And you did good. You did good that morning up until everything was like packed up and everything. And then like you do this funny thing of like where you just like you turn into like Joe Biden. You like up and like wander around, and I'm just like, hey Andrew, what do you think, Andrew? Andrew? And then like you're like on your phone, you're brushing your teeth. Like I'll catch you like talking to yourself sometimes, like you're thinking of like funny things, and I'm like, as much as I want to sit around here and freaking like random funny thoughts that I know we're both having, we have to stay on track. And then you get mad at me, like you personally attack me for like trying to get you on point. You're like, John, what did I fucking do wrong? I thought we were friends, and now I'm feeling bad and hurt. I'm like, I'm your friend, you fucking piece of shit. uh but yeah, your timing is terrible. So, um, but we
All right.
did.
Well,
You suck at starting things. You suck at starting things, but once you're on track, you're like full force ahead. Like you're full throttle into it.
yeah,
And
that's
we
true.
did find our way out of the wilderness area. Like we completed the mountain. We did the third hardest mountain in Colorado. Got out of there,
Uh-huh.
miraculously found a ride back home. We had to like we found this very nice group of people that were willing and able to give us a ride back to the Aspen area, but we had to like cram all of ourselves and our gear in the back of like their Tahoe.
Yeah, we had to sit on a dog bed, which is appropriate.
Yeah, we could have been sitting on the back of a bus with plenty of room.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Fuck that bus, man. Those people were cool.
Yeah, the story's better.
Yeah, it really is. Um, do you have a third note for me there, or you just want to yell at me for the rest of the episode?
I wanted to yell at you about this since the trip ended. So since that morning, I'm just like, I'm not gonna say it now, but it's coming. I want to fucking let loose on this guy.
What's funny is that you spent literally like 10 total hours getting our shit packed, and we were
Yeah.
still like the most retarded, stupid, unprepared people when we got up there. Like they almost they wanted to like take pictures. They wanted to record how stupid we were. And
Dude, you were
you spent all this time packing and repacking and like, you know, whatever, all fucking night for like 2 days. And then we get up there and they can't believe how stupid and dumb and unprepared we are. They literally couldn't believe it. They're like, "What is wrong with you guys?"
They're like, these guys are going to die out here.
So
Yeah, dude. I tried. I know you know how to pack. And the thing is, I know that you are very capable and you are a very intelligent young man. But
thanks,
something
Dad.
something breaks in me when I see you fall apart with packing and like just like your time efficiency falls apart. I'm just like, Andrew, I wanna teach you this lesson and I want it written in blood. Ah,
All
fuck.
right.
But yeah, dude, this fucking
I feel like
I gotta say, dude, those park rangers loved us by the end of that. There was like 4 park rangers
yeah.
that like surrounded us. And like at first they thought that we were complete morons, which all right, I'll give it to them. We brought like 2 coolers worth of like useless food and everything, and just like too much. But by the end of it, they were just like, "Oh my god, I fucking love these guys!" Like they wanted, like they damn near like wanted our autographs by the end of it.
They wanted to follow us on Instagram.
Oh
That's
yeah,
for damn
yeah,
sure.
uh huh. They might still be doing that.
Um, yeah, they might be listening right now. You did tell them the name of the podcast. I was
I
like,
no, I got
ah,
the name of the
John,
podcast
don't.
wrong. No, I got the name of the podcast wrong because I'm so good at memorizing things.
Yeah,
I
you're
was
so
like,
good at your job.
I was like, yeah, it's the silent part out loud. You're like, no, John, just no, it's not.
Sure, just look that up, girls.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
do
all
you
right,
remember when
dude.
those people we were like half asleep and those people we just like you were asleep, but I'm laying there trying to go to sleep and I see a fucking light up our tent. And there's just somebody in our fucking campsite.
Dude, yeah, I was fucking. I didn't even see the light. All I felt, I woke up and I saw what looked like pressure from the mylar that we made. We had like this mylar sheeting as like a makeshift door to our tent because your tent was like oh the zipper was like broken to the to like the front doorway there, so we just had to pull it together. I saw pressure
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, Andrew's waking me up because there's the bear. And like before I know it, you are outside the tent. I'm like, is Andrew fighting a bear right now? And so like I'm like hot on your heels, and I've got like my canister of like bear spray, and before I know it, like you're already like walking your way back, and you look pissed. You're like, yeah, dude, there was just like these 2 guys, like out walking around, saying that they're looking for a waterfall, when clearly there was like no sound of water around here at all.
Yeah, these two fucking morons wandered into our campsite in the middle of the night with their flashlights on.
Yeah.
And then I got up and I got my gun and I went over there. I was like, "Hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, why are you in our campsite? Can we help you with
Uh-huh.
something?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking know who these people are. We're in the middle of the woods. You can't come wandering up to people's tents shining lights on it.
Yeah. 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 That's pretty annoying, man. I think the 2 funniest moments we had some pretty good laughs in the tent. But the 2 funniest moments were when we were singing about the black bears eating us. We had made our own rendition of of a
Creed.
song by Creed.
Yeah.
With arms wide open. It was please
Yeah.
don't eat me.
Yeah.
Um,
With arms wide open. Please don't come eat my face. I'll show you love. I have a can of mace with arms wide open. It's pretty good. That's a good way to diffuse the tension with a bear. Who wants to munch you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're like, you're like John. Don't worry, I'll reason with the bear if it comes near us.
Yeah, I got this. With arms wide open. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Bear. I don't
are a
know if you know
bear.
this, but bears are into late 90s, early 2000s soul patch Christian rock.
We'll soothe the bear's hunger with her angelic voices.
I'm telling you, bears love Creed. Bears, if you go to a Creed concert, half the audience is just bears.
Oh my god, that was fucking funny. Oh, on a side note, I'll be seeing my sister for the holidays, and I will get her on the podcast. So,
Yes.
yes, yeah, I know. God, she has impeccable timing. I don't think I told you this, but I want to make this last point. The funniest point I think was made while we were camping was you had brought your gun, and I got this like this big ass fucking canister of grizzly bear mace, and you were like sitting in the tent.
Uh-huh.
John, if you spray that in the tent, I'll shoot you. And all I can imagine from like an outside perspective of somebody like walking out behind the tent is like somebody like comes like walking across their tent. First, they see like fumes coming out. I just see fumes coming out of the tent, and bullet holes. Oh, just a sad
Yeah.
massacre of John.
I'm just cursing and crying and like, you motherfucker. Just blood splatter.
There's bullet holes in the fucking tent. Streams of gas rolling from the holes out of the tent.
I was
Uh,
really worried you were going to do that. That would have fucked my whole life up. That would have fucked the whole weekend up.
I was worried I was gonna do that. I'm like, Andrew, that won't happen. I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, this might happen. This might
Dude, I don't know if you've ever seen bear spray go off, but it's like highly pressurized.
happen. Yeah, I've been hit by fucking not bear spray, but I've been fucking hit by OC fog, which is 10 times worse than fucking OC spray in the military. And that, yeah, trust me, I was like diligent with it. Like I kept on like one side of the tent. The safety was always on. That little fucking plastic clip that was in there. But that one night when we thought that a bear was like rolling up on us, I was like, it's my time to shine. That or get shot by my best friend.
Sure.
You
Dude,
just
because
let
I saw this video. This is what we need. We need better like whatever production values for this because there's this video I want to show you. It's inside. I just saw this. It's inside of like a pawn shop or something, and there's this black dude who's like confronting a white guy who like works there or whatever. And the white
yeah.
guy's telling him to leave. He's like, "Dude, you better get out of here." And he's got a can of bear spray, and he goes, "You better get out of here, man. Like you have to leave right now, or I'm going to spray you with this." And he goes, "You better not do that because if you do that," and then dude just fucking blasts him in the face, dude. It blows his hat off, like off screen,
I'm
like
sure.
off the other side of the room. Like it must have gone up his in his eyes. Like it must have blown his eyelids back.
Oh my god, dude. I would have wished. Okay, so with my experience with OC fog, which it's not the spray. All right, so usually for training, like what they'll spray you across the forehead, and they'll let it like seep down into like your eyes, right? From there, you're just on the roller coaster. You just gotta fucking ride it out. With the fog, it paints whatever surface that's like in direct stream. And so for us, our faces were just fucking painted by this shit. So the pain, the first 5 seconds, you just realize that you just got hit by something wet and cold, and then the next 10 hours is just fucking pain. Yeah, I can't. I don't even want to imagine. I don't want to. I don't want to imagine the pain that's endured from bear spray. But I can imagine that that guy learned a lifelong lesson after that. At least I hope so.
Yeah, the fucking jackass was like threatening a guy, pointing bear spray at his face. I mean, it hit him so hard, dude.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Oh man, he must have been in pain for like 3 days.
Oh, yeah, dude. That lesson is like now in his biology as a man. That
And
lesson,
the
like,
guy who sprayed him, the look on his like he's like, you better get out of here. And the guy starts walking towards him, and the look of joy on his face. The look of joy, right before he sprayed him.
I can't
He
wait
gets
to
this
use
big
this.
he gets this big shit eating grin right across his face and goes, yeah.
Well, good for that guy.
Yeah, that must have been the best day of his fucking life. It's like it gets to teach some like threatening jackass a lesson, and it's on camera. Oh
Oh
God,
yeah,
full camera, full audio, everything. It caught everything. It
that's
caught it
amazing.
blowing his hat across the room. Oh my God,
Ooh,
so great.
just nom 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 nom.
Yeah,
So good, so
yep,
good.
one of the
Oh
best days of his life.
man. um, one person who needs zero training in the art of storytelling is my sister, and I know that we.
Sure.
I think you're more excited to have her on the podcast than me. She is an effortless storyteller. Like when she starts spinning yarn, dude, she just has you completely enthralled. And I think I told you this. I think I told you this most recent story. She had her boyfriend called me up like one day, like out of the blue, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Jason?" He was like, caught me off guard. He's like, "Did you know that your sister is adopted?" And I'm like, "I know that we used to say that as kids to be mean to each other, but I'm listening." And he's like, "Well," he's like, "So we're at the Department of Social Security downtown because we have to do something for your niece's Social Security card." And I'm like, "Okay." And your sister is talking to the person behind the desk who's like issuing out the new cards. And he's explaining to my sister that at one point in time, my sister was adopted. And I was like, is that just like a form of legalese that she didn't understand? You know how like sometimes they may say things differently in the context of legal culture that just it doesn't sound right at the time. But I'm like, well, okay, so tell me how my sister was adopted. And when she was explaining, she was being explained to how our last names used to be different. I'm like, yeah, well, our last names used to be Rake because up until like the time I was in fourth grade, my parents weren't married, and so my sister
Dude,
was like,
I need you to save this story, the name change story that you told me on our way back from Colorado. I need you to save that for the beginning of next week's podcast because that is
all
so funny.
right, tell you what, I will have my sister on the podcast. And I'll let her tell the story. How's that?
Okay. Do you remember what I'm talking about? We were driving back from Colorado. We were at that gas station in like Hayes or something or Colby, Kansas, and you told me that story about having to go get your. It wasn't the story about your sister getting with the Social Security card. It was just the story of you not understanding like the concept of changing your name.
Oh, yeah, yes, yeah. I was violently undereducated at that time. I was just my lack of like awareness and understanding of just like my my surroundings was just off the charts, dog.
That is
I
one of
was
the funniest.
I have a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, that's how we're starting the next one, okay?
Okay, I will work on that story, man, for better
Oh
presentation.
my
But yeah,
god.
dude. The dude,
Okay, so
I,
go ahead and
all I
finish your
know,
sister's thing.
yeah. So she's got me on the phone, and now it's not just my sister's boyfriend. My sister's also on the phone now, and she's like giggling her ass off. And so like she's having to be told now. And I'm sure at this point it's like a ruthless battle of like understanding, like him trying to like get her to understand that like, okay, your name was different at one point, but you weren't adopted. And all my sister heard was like adopted. So she thinks that she was like fully adopted now. She's like, yeah, Dad adopted us. I'm like, that's not true. He's been our biological father forever. Otherwise, we have a lot of questions. And I'm like, how could we look like our dad so much if we're adopted? She's like, well, there's always a chance, John. And I'm like, there's no chance. Let this one die. No, there's no chance. We're not adopted. She goes, well, the guy behind the desk said, I'm like, I don't care what he said. We're not adopted. And she was just like, we're going back and forth. And like at this point, we're slowly like devolving back to like when we were kids. I can feel myself like getting younger, like obtain the mindset of like when I was like 10 with my sister. I'm like, we're not adopted. She's like, Dad, we might be adopted. The guy clearly said that we're probably adopted. I'm like, no, Trish, no. And I'm just like arguing with her now. Like it's no longer a story. It's turned into a full blown argument. And I'm just like, she's like, we're adopted, John. Accept it. I'm like, no, we're not adopted. And so I'm just like
Oh
trying to
man.
explain, like, no, we weren't adopted. Our names just used to be different. Okay, mom and dad got married when we were just really young. We just had to change our names. She's like, yeah, adopted, John. Where aren't you getting about this? I'm like, that's not adoption. That's marriage. And it's like,
Oh my god. That is so
it was
funny. And she really didn't understand.
it was just so funny, dude. I was just beside myself, dude. I was just like trying not to to like wet myself. I was like both furious at her misunderstanding and like just the entire context of the story. I was just like, oh my god, I've never laughed so hard and been more angry in my life. I'm just like, good god.
God. So she really didn't understand.
I think that she wanted the story to be true so bad that she was willing to believe that we were just adopted.
Why?
I have no idea because that's how my sister rolls. And to the fine people who are tuning into this podcast, once I bring my sister onto this podcast, both my best friend Andrew and the audience will have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. But when she believes wholeheartedly in something, good luck derailing her. Maybe the comment section will help us out. So,
Dude, your sister is so goddamn funny.
she's. Did I tell you about Did I tell you about what she thinks about cryotherapy?
Yeah. It's
she's,
like just she's
she's
like, what's that? Just therapy where you go and cry a lot?
yeah. I was like, I stopped dead in my tracks,
Oh
dog.
my god.
Oh my god. I stopped
God,
dead in
she
my
is
tracks.
so fun. So what is it about her? What is it about her storytelling you think it's good? Because I have a guess. I think that her storytelling is good because just of like the natural rhythms that she possesses. Like I think her mind is disordered in just the right way where she builds suspense and you don't really know what she's talking about till the end. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't have like a logical flow of telling a story until you find out that she's like wrong or misinterpreting something at the very end.
Yeah. Yeah. It's her. In other words, dude, what I've what I've chalked it up to, it's her. When I say that she has like natural comedic timing, it's that people will spend years cultivating the craft of like comedic timing, like learning when to pause at the correct moments, learning to like withhold information, for certain values, like later on in the story. She was born with that gift. But I think what it comes down to, it's like she doesn't have to like make you buy into a story because of like believability. She believes in it wholeheartedly that you believe in it. And I'm like trying to convince myself that we are not adopted. The same time that she's telling me that we are adopted. I'm like, I know for a fact that we are not adopted. But she's like over here like freaking like making me rethink my entire life. I'm like, oh my god, I might be adopted.
She just
like
instantly has 100% conviction to the wrong thing.
yes. Yeah, dude. Like
Dude, you know
like
what
we're
your
sitting
sister
there.
you know what your sister's calling in life is to be like the best cult follower in the world.
Are you trying to say that she can't have a cult of her own?
No, absolutely not. We need to send your sister to like the Church of Scientology and she can take over a cult. She's not going to start her own cult, but she can rise to the top of an existing cult, I think. What if what if we took your sister to the Church of Scientology and like she got inducted into its membership and then in like 2 years uh the guy who heads it is she just kills him and she takes over. She's
Andrew, 3 years.
I mean
No.
she hears it once and she's full Xenu. Like she's all in.
Andrew, I'm hurt that you say 3 years. I give her 3 days to 3 weeks, and she will be in full control of that place.
Yeah.
Forget
I
funny
think that
methods.
she should do it
Yeah,
because those
dude.
people all know it's bullshit, right? Which reduces their power. But she has no idea. She doesn't know. She'll fully believe. She'll be the most fervent believer in Scientology. Your sister needs religion. She fully needs to like be indoctrinated in some like false belief, and the rest of her life should be dedicated to ruthlessly climbing the ranks of whatever religion it is.
she has she has the absolute power of doing that, dude. Like in like 3 years time, she'll be like fully adorned in like robes and like looking like the Pope, and people will have her like people like would be having her like carried around in a freaking bulletproof like glass window box.
Yes.
Like she'll be a symbol
Yes.
of like hope. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Trish. She's like, hey John,
Yeah.
I own this place. It's like, good for you.
Yeah, she'll be like the new oracle of Scientology or whatever.
Dude, she's gonna make us millions.
Let's do it. Let's take Trish to the Church of Scientology.
Let's do it, dude.
Just be like, hey,
Let's
we
do it.
got one for you. We got a live one. Just walk her inside and leave her at the front desk.
She's like, she'll be our sleeper cell.
That might be her new move, dude. That might be the move. She's been looking for purpose in life. What she needs to do is take over her religion.
You know what I've learned not to do around my sister
What?
eat. I can't eat around my sister.
Why? Because you'll laugh the food out of your mouth.
She's a choking hazard, dude. She anything like if I'm eating around her, it any like whatever is I'm chewing on instantly turns into a choking hazard for me because she will say some outlandish things that I've like never even thought I could like place in order to say. I remember I was
Yeah.
we were kids at the dinner table, and she'll say things with complete conviction. Uh, she thought like she was dead set that eggs came from trees. She's never seen an egg on a tree before in her life, but she knew for a fact that eggs came from trees. And I was
Well, dude,
chewing.
birds make nests in trees, though, so she's not wrong. Some eggs do start out in trees.
I don't know. I mean that could have been the connection that she made. But she was like chickens like fucking chickens are like chicken breast makes sense to her, but eggs have to come from trees. And she almost killed me because I was eating fucking. She almost killed me because I was eating fucking potatoes. And I remember like I was like fucking mid swallow. And she's like, and she said it with like full conviction. She's like, okay, well, eggs come from trees. And I was like,
Dude, I'm so excited. She needs to. I want her on like at least 3 to 4 times.
I'll make it happen, man. Yeah, we'll do a holiday special coming up.
Dude, we should. I want to do one in person, like get the timing right, like because there's like a 2 or 3 second delay here. Anyway, I'm
Okay.
excited, dude. She is so fucking funny.
Good God. I just wonder if I need to hide the camera so that she can be at her full, authentic value self.
That's an idea.
I think we can do that, man. I think we
That's an
can.
idea. No, I'm not even kidding. Like when I tried to start one of these with Hoover a few years ago, and as
Uh-huh.
soon as the camera came on, he was
Like robotic, yeah.
like he was like very wary of the camera.
Yeah.
Like the flow stopped. Do you think she's one of those people?
I don't know. I've never thought of getting her content on like recordable anything. But I just kind of
Yeah.
like I want to test it out. I'm not sure if I should like present the idea to her because I don't want to like mess up what it is that makes her so valuable as a storyteller. Teller.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get it. We can talk about it. I wouldn't be opposed to just like sitting down with her and like, hey, Trish, let's hang out for an hour and a half and like hiding the cameras.
Just ask her what her thoughts are on anything and just watch the gears turn. It's my favorite thing. I love talking to my sister so much, dude. I just bring up there's no limit to anything, dude. There's no there's like no unreachable topic that she is willing to like talk about. Like she has like her own ideas on just everything.
Yeah.
But it's hard to explain. Like you have to hear it from her.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she's great. Well, let's definitely organize that. Let's do that in the future. I'm glad she's all right. I'm glad that you like found like she got in touch with you, I guess, finally.
Yeah. Yeah. I just need to create the strongest relationship with her before she becomes a cult leader.
Yeah, cuz she'll get you, dude. She'll disappear you.
It'll just
Like
like her
Jesus, Mohammed, L. Ron Hubbard, Trish.
like her 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 religion's symbol will be like a tree, like eggs are like coming from it. Like, are those tears? Are those tears from a tree? Is that fruit? Like, no, those are eggs.
Oh, that shit rules, dude.
I'll reach out to her,
All
man.
right,
But
dude.
until then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, let's wrap this thing up. Next time, I want the story of you as a little kid trying to wrap your head around the concept of changing your name and just not getting it. That is one of the funniest stories you've ever told me.
Okay. All right. I'll give it to you, man. I'll give it to you. All right, dude. But
All right,
yeah,
buddy.
man. I'll talk to you later, man.
All righty. Peace out, John.
Peace out, buddy.